I've thought for a long time that NATO was dead man walking. I felt that way when I was serving in it all through the 90s. There is no cohesion. There is no universal agreement on much of anything. Everyone is in it for different reasons. So it's a simple fact that holding an alliance together in war is difficult. In peacetime, it's almost impossible. And as you know, Lugar and his friends on the Hill started talking almost immediately about we've got to find something for NATO to do, it will go out of business. And at the time, I and many of my peers in the European armies, as well as in my own, felt you probably ought to go out of business because the thing was formed with a very specific purpose. Its raison d'etre was to defend against and, if necessary, defeat the Soviet Union. Everybody wants to keep this thing going. And so we've been giving this heart patient everything but heart treatment. We give it a haircut and a shave, but it needs a heart transplant. It's not going to happen. So I don't think anything's going to happen. I think this whole thing in Ukraine is grossly overblown. I think European states that border Ukraine will certainly show you that in the near future. The Russians are going to ship their gas and people are going to buy it. The harsh sanctions, including the SWIFT sanctions, already being rejected by Berlin. And quite frankly, whatever Berlin does, the EU follows. So I think this is all going to end. And in the meantime, we have a lot of people inside the Beltway chasing Care Bears and unicorns in a universe that doesn't exist. This fanciful world of the liberal whatever it is, democratic order that all these rules and regulations that we say other people should obey, but we ourselves ignore. It's over. That world has ended. We live in a multipolar environment now. Regions will become more and more important and dominant. And we have to conduct ourselves differently in the future, which I think is what most of us are talking about in any case. I just think it's going to happen not because of any sort of deliberate effort in Washington, as you've pointed out. It's going to happen because we can't afford to do much else. And all the problems we have at home, which are very severe, much more severe than anybody in Washington cares to admit publicly. So with that, unfortunately, I have to go. And I appreciate very much having been part of this. And I wish you all well.